Salford Sport TV.
Salford Sports.
Salford.
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 Salford. Hey, from Salford. Sorry to cut myself off there, but
Come on,
number
Salford.
6, lashing it. It's a great goal.
Yeah!
Lovely turn by Ryan. Great turn, great finish.
That is great.
That is a beautiful ball.
Good ball.
On the Snoddy.
Yeah! Each and every single one of you. Start on me. Start on me. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome back to Salford Sports TV. You join me on a very sunny day in Chester. We are here for the Salford Women's First Rugby Union against Chester First Women's Rugby Union. It's going to be an amazing match. We are fresh off a good win at Kiel, 48-32. We've got our winning streak back. But remember, 2 games ago, we did play Sheffield Hallam. They were the league above in the quarter-final, and it was 50-0. So we are yet to actually get a winning streak going, but we know our girls. They are absolutely incredible team, and we'll see what happens. Welcome back to Salford Sports TV. We're here on a sunny Wednesday in Chester, and Salford are duking out in a little pre-varsity action. Incredible speed coming from Salford right off the start. We'll try and get some names from the team sheet, assuming the team have got the correct shirts on. Some great rucks to start off. Salford with possession after Chester's kick. Chester have ripped possession. I think this is being given straight back to Salford. No uncontested conversion, just a kick from Salford. We're now in Chester's half. Salford are right on the chase there. Not quite as quickly as you'd want, especially for this early in the match. Chester moving up quite strong. Possession was given to Salford. We're moving fast. I'd also like to mention the last time we played Chester earlier in the season, it was a strong win. It was 31-0. Not quite the result you'd want as a Chester supporter, but absolutely dominating win from Salford. Last year, academic year, we saw them do even better with Evie Arnott as our captain. I don't think we'll be looking at a 100-0 win for varsity like she tried to promise us the last 2 years. But we'll see how these new teams stack up. Hoping to see a contested scrum here, but I'm going to guess it's going to be uncontested. I don't think I've watched a Women's Union contested scrum from Chester. But we shall see. We also know Salford Women's have got absolutely insanely strong lineouts, as well as the density they have in their defence. Making sure they move as a unit is incredible. So uncontested scrum here. Shouts from Byron, our coach on the sideline, letting everybody know when the ball is out. Very helpful. It's number 1 moving through. Is that Liv? No, it was Holly Walker, captain. Moving down the right side, where the Chester defence seems to be a bit thinner. but the ball has left play. It will be a line out. Or is it? Do apologise. I don't know if it's actually going to be a line out. They're not getting in position for one. No, it's absolutely going to be a line out. Chester to throw. That was a very banana ball, I'd say. But we'll see if that continues throughout the game. Because they can be required to retake the line out, or even be given the penalty in possession back over to the opposing team if they have a banana ball. For those you don't know what I'm talking about, basically they just throw it a bit too far towards their own team instead of straight. Salford push back. Chester will maintain possession. Potentially a kick here. Quite dangerous going straight from the middle there where we had such a dense defence. Salford are straight on the offensive. About 20 yards from the try line. I'll also mention a lovely grass pitch to play on. I was speaking to some of our team earlier. They've actually played on hockey grounds, which is Astro with some sand, which is absolutely horrible to play on. But some grass is going to hopefully make some of the impacts a bit lighter and also avoid us scratching off our legs. Because I tell you what, that 3G does absolutely hurt when you get multiple tackles down on there. Is there an injury for Chester potentially? Looks like an arm. As long as it's not a head injury, there will not be any stoppage of the game. Chester on the offensive again. Salford struggling to stop this offensive here. Chester trying to go to our left wing. Getting more yards than I think they would. Salford straight in there to stop them. But Izzy for Chester, number 6, seems to be gaining some yards. More than she should. Somebody's put the anchors on. Salford do. Chester right on it with the ruck. Potential offside call there. Potentially a head injury will move the camera away from that. That's not good. No, she's up, she's okay. I think she's actually waiting for a tap from her player to say if I should get up or not. You respect the tactics, but in this early in the game, you just want to see some of the beautiful game that is rugby. Byron's asking for a good line speed, which is exactly what they need to put the anchors on their assault. Georgia Brumo would straight in there on that attack. Putting the anchors on fast. Incredible to see from our team. But Chester is still gaining yards. Trying to go through the middle, which is a hard thing to do. The ref telling them to tackle lower. Of course, in rugby, you cannot go around the neck. You can be red carded immediately if it's deemed a dangerous enough tackle. Calls to hit him strong. Salford with the ball here. Moving through the middle here. Holly Walker getting some pace on for Salford. A kick from Salford, dangerous, but it looks like it's made the most. Can number 13 stop Wankers? Not taking them down, we need to go lower. Shout from Alice to try and get, she's trying to get out the tackle, but can't be stopped. Oh, incredible there. Some pace put back on. Yes. Is that Holly down the middle? Could you get right between the posts? Almost did. And that is the first try for Salford. Salford only 10 minutes into the game and we've already got a try on the board. I'd say quite a nice potential conversion here, being right in the middle of the pitch. Looks like Frankie is going to be taking the conversion kick. Tell you what, I'm liking the look of this first 10 minutes with a try already on the board. I don't think it's going to be one of the highest scorers. I don't think we're going to hit the 60s by any chance, but I think potentially good 30 points on the board, I think, from this this game. We'll see, because Chester have really put up a good... I don't believe... We believe that try was made. I should probably mark it down in the rugby scorer. I do apologise. Surprisingly, the games that you have more time to prep to, because you're sunbathing in the nice, lovely 14-degree heat, you tend to forget to set some things up, it appears. But 7 points on the board already after that conversion was made for Salford. Chester are putting up a good fight, more than we expected, to be honest, especially with the 31-0 result from our last game earlier in the year. Holly's trying to get straight on that there. 10 made the mistake going for Holly instead of going for the ball, and Salford have possession. Salford are a strong team here, trying to break through. Incredible. So close for Alice there. Almost free. It's like a collapse of the ball there. No one seemed to want to continue getting the ball, and we just picked it up. Got to remember, until the ref tells you to stop, you keep going for that ball. Ball was held. Possession given back to Chester. Harley's been told by the referee to tell our team to stop talking back to the referee. And in a game like rugby, you do have to make sure you are on best spaces with the referee. I actually have his car keys because he asked if I could hold on to them for him. So don't you worry if we lose. I'll be driving home. What do we reckon it is? Mercedes? Let's be honest, rugby coach probably going to be... oh, I don't even know. Maybe a Seat? Maybe a really... like a nice city Aston Martin. No? Yeah, if it is an Aston Martin, we are taking your car, sir. Thank you very much. Spriggett's moving fast. We've got the ball again. Some face pushes, but it's completely illegal. And number 10 is completely free. Kate Carroll. Kate has absolutely got the legs on it. Can she get it down in front of the post? Number 11 from Chester trying to follow. But another try for Salford there. And again, in a lovely spot for a potential another conversion. Chester asking about the face pushing. Of course, in rugby union and league, you are allowed to face push if you have the ball. I'm not sure about if you don't have the ball, but unless someone's running on the wing, I'd usually suggest you don't, in case you're trying to get the ball off them, because that'll just end up being a high tackle. Another thing for you people who are newer to rugby, you always must make an attempt to wrap. You can't just barge in with a shoulder. You must wrap or make an attempt to wrap your tackles. It's a lot for the referee to keep up with. I think they may have a lino. There's someone in a high vis with a flag on the side, but I'm not quite sure if they are or aren't a lino. Chill, right in between the posts from this angle. Should be a good potential kick for Frankie to make. Chester trying to put her off. But Salford making a lovely conversion there. Bringing the score to 14-0. Byron Reid on the side telling us to not let off. Keep going. Do not let this turn into uber-confidence. You must continue playing the same way you've just played the last 6 minutes since your last try. But of course, maybe with a little bit of more friendlier word, shall we say, towards the referee after his warning given to the team. This will be a lovely little indicator for varsity on how it's going to go. This is the last match we're going to play against Chester before varsity, I believe. Luckily that bounced off and it was given back into Chester possession, so that won't be a knock-on. A good stop from Salford there. We're going to do a uncontested scrum here for possession of the ball. I think it's in Chester's favour by the looks of things, but I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. Yep, in Chester's. Interesting pick up there. It was from the last person in the scrum rather than the person behind it. But either way, Charlie for Chester seems to be getting some yards for Chester, especially in a dangerous place for Salford. Potentially at the 50-yard line. Salford back with possession here, exactly where we need it. Dodging some of the Chester, but 6 for Chester. Absolutely flattened her back on the pitch. Was that a kick? Looked rather flat to be a kick. We're doing a scrum in favour of Chester, another uncontested scrum. I'm not as happy to see uncontested scrums. We're also not on Chester's home ground, really. They do usually play on their own campus. But we seem to have moved to this absolutely lovely grass pitch as Chester are making their way to the left side. Salford are slightly slower to get in the defensive. Chester was making a breakthrough. We need to get that ball back. Chester originally tried, the player that went down tried to ruck to the wrong side, actually presenting the ball at one point to the Salford side. We're doing a scrum in Salford's favour. Brilliant. Just when we needed possession of the ball, we have it again. It's going to be quite hard to get a strong offensive here unless we can break through the thinner defensive Chester here. Hopefully we can get that ball out quickly and out to the wings. It's going to be a matter of speed to help get this out quickly. Released. Salford making their way out the left side. Almost stopped. 13 is down. Unfortunate for Leia there. Ball's kicked in desperation, but it might be the right thing to do. If Salford can put the anchors on and take possession back. Amazing there from Freya Smith. Putting the anchors on. Hopefully they'll actually get the ball back from them. There's 3 players on the player, but they're not actually taking it down. Looks like they were just trying to keep it held. You've got to remember, if you are keeping it held, you can still push that player back towards their end of the pitch. Salford finally with possession again. Chester don't seem to be letting up though. Lee McGullen trying to get that through. Back to Holly. Salford couldn't quite get. We're on the edge. We're on the left wing here. It could be unstoppable. Ball is dropped. And Salford is right. Trying to get that ball back. Definitely an improper release, but was it her fault? No, yes, it was. It was deemed an improper release there. So it'll be a Salford. Oh, sorry, Chester came into the tackle from the side, not from behind. So possession is going back to Salford. Hope we can break through now. Good attempt, but too many Chester players straight there. Good ruck, but I think there was a bang on the head here for a Chester player. Hopefully the physios will come over and make sure she's okay. You'd like to see the... There we go, the physios from Salford are coming at some pace now. If we take the shot off the top. Also been brought on for the teams. You never want to see a head injury. No matter what team you play for, whether it's Salford or opposing, you do not want to see any injuries. And you've got to give it to them as well, putting their bodies on the line. It's such a brutal sport, rugby. So many more injuries compared to likes of football, badminton, even ultimate frisbee that we will see in varsity. Yes, we play ultimate frisbee in varsity, Noah. Cameraman Noah is very surprised. Yeah. My lecturer the other day actually asked if I do play frisbee because I quote look like I would, which cameraman Noah said I do. I don't actually. I have like thrown a frisbee like in a park with like my friends, but I've never actually like played in a game. Apparently there are rules. I'm not sure what the rules of frisbee are. We've had a little chat. from the referee to Holly Walker. Should have asked him to wear a mic. That would have been helpful. We have put a mic on Ben Godfrey, the captain of American football before. And let's just say the fruity language used made it potentially worth more hassle than it was. Yeah, let's just say I had quite a long time watching the 2 hours of American football to get that edited down. But scrum here for Salford. Difficulty getting it out, but we're on the move. We're trying to get wide. And there's a breakthrough. Number 13. No one could stop her. Hopefully she can get in the middle. That is amazing from Leia there. And another try scored for Salford. Up to 90-0 for Salford. In this first half, it's looking really good for us. Only about 17 minutes in, potentially, we could be getting some higher scores than our last game earlier in the academic year. I will say that that is a rough conversion to make. I've only seen very few players actually be able to make it from such a harsh angle. Hopefully she's right-footed, because I would not want to be taking that as a left-footer. But I believe it will also be Frankie again taking this conversion. I think that was made. No chair. No, unfortunately it wasn't made. I apologise, it's quite hard to see from my angle here. I think so. I thought it went in, but I didn't see the referee put the hand up. No. Definitely wasn't in there, unfortunately. Maintaining the score to 19-0. But very good for the first 20 minutes of the match. What you want to see from our team. Salford will be receiving a kick here. I'd say they're actually kicking quite into the middle of us at the moment. Needs to go the 10 yards. It does. Salford straight in there. Incredible catch and distance made. Salford with possession. Great move from Holly. I think the referee was wanting to whistle again for the release, so he could be in control of play. Also, Georgia Broomhead, good on you for getting so quickly into the game. Collecting the ball immediately. And I tell you what, Holly, your captain, is going to be proud. Like you should be of her now, gaining so many yards. Salford unfortunately anchored on by Chester. Trying to get through that right wing, but it seems to be quite a well-defended area on the Chester side. Chester with possession. We have potentially another... Nope, just possession straight over to Chester's side. I think he was going to call a scrum over there. It's quite hard to see over there what's actually happening. A strong kick, but it's out. Seems to be confusion if it's a line out or a possession given over. It will be a line out. We know Salford's very strong in their line outs, and we saw actually Chester practicing some of theirs next to the camera They look good, but I think Chester... Oh, we'll see how they go here. They've been told to form up a bit by the person throwing in. Potentially into the banana, but it looked quite straight, so that was quite okay. Chester trying to break through, and they are. Her ball carrying on was down, so she just had to release. Chester strong and loud on the offence here. Just flagging the way. I apologise. We've got a lovely Chester flag, but it is right in front of our camera. It's the one blind spot, I guess, for us. Tempted to push it in further so it's lower, but I don't know if that is allowed or not. Possession given to Salford, but no. Possession given back to Chester. Or is it a scrum? It's going to be a scrum here. I apologise for lacking energy. It's been a long day, even though we've not done any of the sports today. Something about the sun and a lot of time and no beer garden has got me wanting to go to sleep. That and the fact I was woken up at about 6 o'clock in the morning this morning. Yeah, that wasn't fun. But anyway, we live on. Yeah, it's going to be a Chester uncontested scrum here. Sully, number 8, took it some distance, but was stopped by Salford. Oh, incredible from Salford there. Millie just incredibly there, straight on the attack. Salford again, trying to stop this attack here. But Chester keep pushing on, keep gaining more yards. Chester really breaking through here. But Salford are just about holding them off. But they're losing precious yards. Somewhat close to the try line. Still distance to go. But one good break could be all it needs to. Salford still going through the middle here. Questioning when they will go out to one of the wings. Especially when the wing on the exactly there was left. Can Salford stop? An absolute eruption from the Chester crowd here as they made their first try in the game. And I believe their first try against Salford this season. So good on them. And it was right down the middle. They pulled Salford into the middle there until that defence was weaker on Salford's right side. And then they just slipped in. They got through our defence and kept legging it to the very end and got to the try line. Incredible from them. Calls for, to actually bring them water, which, top tip. As someone who's been the water boy for Rugby League, anytime there is a conversion happening, you bring water on. Unless you're told, don't bring water on. An attempted conversion here from Chester. Not quite made. Good effort, though. Only about 2 ball widths from making it. And an even worse throw of the the kicking tee, to be honest. Don't think the water ringer quite knows what she's doing, but don't worry because the rest of Chester seem to know what they're doing. Salford hoping to keep their heads. It's no longer a clean sheet, which is not what Salford wanted. Salford wanted to come here and get an absolute. Sorry, we were distracted by planes. Salford, great kick there. Hopefully we can get possession back again, and we have, as the ball has been held by Chester. Brandon telling him to move it quick because they're not quite ready, and they're not. You can see by those first two failures of stopping her. Salford, though, hopefully we can get a strong... possession given back to Salford. If Chester are going to go over the ruck, they really need more players involved. And Salford are so close to the try line. Ball is held. So possession will be given back to Chester. But so close to the try line. Potentially, was that in the past the try line, Noah? We don't think so. So probably about, what, 5 feet, if not less than that. So close to try line. Unfortunately, we've not got more points on the ball. You want to get into the 20s. A great receive from Salford, and we're straight on that pace, getting through that right wing. We've got the legs, and we've potentially got a try. Absolutely, another one made. Oh, as stated by Noah, ridiculously hard conversion. Did you hear that? I've not heard. A ridiculously hard conversion to make here for Salford. I like to pretend to be a pro and say, yeah, I could make that, but I've never even tried a conversion. Not even right in front of the sticks. So that's going to be ridiculously hard to make. I wonder if our coach Byron could even make it from that terrible of an angle. He's a right footer, so he potentially could. And I keep saying about it, but Evie Arnott, the left-footed wonder kick from last year's captain, was absolutely incredible. She could get it in from anywhere on the pitch. Decent shot from such a far out. Yeah, from such a far out, terrible angle. That was amazing from Salford. Sorry, me and Noah getting distracted by planes again. It's a big plane, it's a cool plane. And if you've got a breaking plane, I might try it and track Plane Spotter. I do apologise to people who actually want to hear about rugby, but planes. Oh yeah, just landing in Chester. Yeah, for fun. Yeah, the Airbus Beluga XL is what we're looking at, if any of you plane fans are here. But don't you worry, because we're back to the rugby, and Salford have made an incredible kick here. Hopefully they can put the anchors on the Chester player. This Chester player here seems to be making so many plays for Chester. That was a wordy sentence. But definitely one of Chester's star players. She can get through so many of us, and she's even, I think, won a few rucks. We need to get possession back here, and we're putting our effort in, but we're not really actually contesting these rucks. Salford hoping to stop her. You need to put the anchors on, get down to the legs. Chester trying to make it to the back left. Possession's going to be given back to Chester. Good break for them on the side. Really not what I was expecting from Salford, to be honest, though. We're a strong team. We should be doing better than this. Do you reckon the sun has almost stopped us from enjoying the rugby? Possession stopped. It wasn't released properly, so we possession back to Salford. Yes, it is. Oh, see, look at me understanding what the referee is saying. Sorry, I feel quite lonely without a co-commentator, but we've got Noah here who's smiling occasionally and nodding. She's actually an amazing strong kick from Salford. Unfortunately, it is out. I'd probably say that's about where you'd want to kick it if you wanted it out, though. So, won't be too bad, but Salford need to get better at taking that possession back. It's quite hard in rugby union. In rugby league, you can wait until the 6 tackles are up. But in rugby league, when 6 tackles are up, but in rugby union, it'll be quite hard to actually ruck over or wait for a release of the ball or a fault that will be penalised for the opposing team. But don't you worry, we've got a lovely line out here. It's going to be in Salford's favour. Oh, and she's straight on it. Liv Springer was absolutely amazing, straight on it there. The reaction, I'd say, of an F1 driver there. Immediately on it and pushing. Is this going to be another line or is it going to be a scrum? Oh, lovely. Another line out. And we're back moving. That was okay, it was dropped direct. I think it was given as a knock on. But to be honest, I'd say that was somewhat level of a drop. And it was kicked forward. If you don't know in rugby, you are not allowed to throw forwards, but you're allowed to drop the ball. It can't go past you, it must drop, and then you can kick it. Another uncontested scrum for Chester. Slow release, producing a bit of suspense in the air in this match. Ball held. Potential head injury. I think she's just in quite a bit of pain. It was held. It was given back into Salt's possession and immediately started again. Chester didn't seem ready, and they weren't. Great from Frankie there, getting some movement on. And Georgia's back on it. Holly trying to get through that right wing. It's quite hard to see because of how many players there are and that annoying flag. But Salford do have possession and we're cracking on. Holly trying to get through that. She's almost free. But Chester able to put the anchors on just before. Salford need to keep this momentum. Chester seems to be hard to stop us. About 5 yards from the try line here. So close. A dash. Hopefully under the posts. But it is made. Amazing there from Frankie. Frankie Mannion putting some incredible skill on that pitch. Showing us all exactly how rugby should be played. And you can look at this shot here. It just looks like a few injuries for Chester. Hopefully they'll have a few more subs as it is a home game for them. I actually don't know when their last game was. Potentially they might have not trained as much as they should be doing. Tell you what, for me, when I take a week off training, I'm almost rusty. And it needs to come off. Hopefully in the second half, we'll see a bit more from them as the joints are loose. But that was a try there. 29-5 is the scoreline as we come to this conversion here. That's right, almost under the posts. Oh, and thought that was in. No. Oh, went left. I was going to say, for a second it looked like it was going straight in, but it didn't, unfortunately. Maybe Chester's Chester stopping and messing with our heads as we take our conversions is working. 3 missed conversions. Not what you want to see, but with a scoreline of 29-5, you don't mind it. Looks like it's going to be the break between half. And assuming we've turned the camera back on, where we go into the second half. We have started the second half officially here. Hoping for some more points on the board for Salford, but as pointed out earlier, we're only a conversion away from meeting the points we scored last time we played Chester. We played Chester and it was 31-0. Chester puts a voice on the board and they go around the side. We potentially have had another head knock. Yes, I think we have. Videos coming over again. There's a lot more stoppage than usual. I'm not sure if this is because we just unfortunately had that many head injuries, or maybe we've just got a more cautious referee than usual. Also, about the referee, in the half-time, we did have a peek at the keys, and he drives a Volvo. So tempted to just walk in the car park if we end up leaving early and seeing what Volvo turns on. If we like the look of it, we might have it, or we might do the nice thing, the super sportsy thing, and give the ref his keys back at the end because he asked us to hold on to it. You know, it's hard to say what we'll end up doing. Always got to think with this stoppage of time, how much will be added back up. Clash of heads, we need to be aiming lower. Number 15 for Chester coming in fierce there, but Salford are there to stop. An attempted rip, and it's given. Good move from Salford there. Number 8. Amazing from you, Millie Lewis. Salford on the thing. On the attack strong there. I think that was Springer coming in. Like the arms are swinging for fight night, which we have just been informed. Holly is that for Salford, our number 1. Quick attack here on the left side. Holly for number 1 for Salford is playing. Is fighting in fight night next Friday. We've got another injury here. This doesn't look good. Don't think it's a head injury, but we will see. It's terrible to see that though. I think we do have about 3 substitutes. I'm not sure how many have been used yet. Believe it's rolling subs, so we can get more out of each player, which is good, but he looks painful from her face here. Is she playing on? She may be. Physio's had a look. She's waved them off after a quick check. I think it's her arm. But also sometimes you just get those shots that just take all the air out of you. And it's absolutely horrible. We're going to do a uncontested scrum here. Right in the camera's view, which we'd love to see. The question is, can Chester get that ball out quick enough and into the wing deep enough to get some pace forward? They are in Salford's half, hoping to get to that try line. I'm going to say they need to go wider if they're going to, because they keep trying to go through, which has paid off, but not as much. It's a little bit of... I don't think Chester knew what they were doing with that scrum. But the ball is moved. The ball's dropped by Chester, so there's a bit of delay, but it confused Salford as well. And I think straight on the edge here. Number 6, incredible. Great from Frankie Mannon there. And Georgia Broomhead. Salford straight on this offensive, already in Chester's half, hoping to break through the dense defence. Second drop in the last minute or two. One from each team now, but Salford still with the ball. Number 10 making it round the outside. Katie, incredible from you there. Can Katie get to the sticks? She looks like she can get to the try line. And she puts it down. Classic Salford, as shouted by Liv Springett. Amazing there. Now up to 34-5. Already beating the amount of points we got on the board for the last time we played Chester earlier in the season. Now, unfortunately, it isn't a clean sheet like it was then, but it's looking good so far. I think we could be approaching the 50s or 60s as we get into the later end of this game. And it was made, conversion made, bringing us to 36-5. We have had some failures to convert so far in the first half, especially with Chester putting us off slightly as we're taking them. What's your prediction? 36-5.
I'm saying 60. 62.
2.
Us.
Yeah.
And then 15 to them? Possibly.
Okay, so give them a few more tries.
Yeah.
You're media, aren't you, for them? You're probably committed?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've spoken to the media sec, Kira, and she reckons it's going to be about 62-15. Obviously going in Salford's favour. A little bit higher than I predicted for Salford's scoreline, but it could definitely happen. Back to the old Salford from last season, that kind of scoreline. Liv Springett straight in there with every attack. Willing to take the punishment. Was that a forward pass or? Knock on. Oh. A knock on. It's going to be another uncontested scrum in Chester's favour. Hopefully they'll get better at releasing the ball from the scrum. The one hard thing is, though, when you're not actually doing contested scrums, is you can't actually push it out with the strength you usually would. In some scrums, you'll see it actually fly out because it's just kicked backwards towards the team. Better release from Chester. They're getting some pace on. Salford not with so much defence, but they use the players they have on that side. Number 10, a dangerous player for Salford to go against. Chester didn't execute that properly, so it should be back into Salford's possession. The shouts for the captain coming over from Chester. A little talking to. Stop holding on to the ball, we need to be releasing, is the message from the referee to Chester. Salford hot to Holly, straight on that attack here. Katie Cavill just needs some more players with her on her shoulder. She'll be running up in twos, not completely on your own, but I tell you what, Holly, the captain, pushing through. 3 of them to stop her. Chester should really be making a bigger effort to get out of that tackle there. Good from Salford here. A kick of desperation, but will it pay off? Number 13 says, I've got it. That is amazing from Leia. And possession. Ball carrying arm. Would have probably went down there. Birkin. Oh, another uncontested scrum, but in Chester's favour. It's terrible that we're getting these technicalities stopping our play here and giving possession back over. But I tell you what, the possession is actually changing a lot more than I expect for a normal rugby union match. I'm quite excited for the next rugby union match when we'll be doing hopefully contested scrums again. We know our team is quite strong. Lancaster has rotated a few of our scrums, but we are very solid on our scrums, I'd definitely say. Chester making an offence here through the middle of the pitch. Oh, and I think that's spring it again. Immediately putting anchors on. Chester desperately trying to get through, but the blue is strong. Salford have definitely came in with force today. Chester regaining some yards, but is it enough? Good moves there from Salford, but not quite anchored on. Amazing from 13 from Leia there. Putting that anchors on, but we need possession. It's still in Chester's side. Can Salford rip? Where's a rip? Salford already on. Alice, amazing from you. The rip exactly when you needed it. Salford clearly stating you can try and go into our half, but we are not going to let you go far at all. Salford still with possession. Holmes gets out the wing. And amazing again, Leia moving in fast. Chester did stop us, but they couldn't quite get in to rip that ball again. Amazing again from our team. Maddie putting some pressure on. Trying to rip it, but successful ruck. Straight in when you need it. Holly again. Gotta love Holly Walker, the captain. Great captain, showing you exactly how to play the game. Keep driving. Keep pushing until you're at that try line. Salford, Georgia, keep going. Oh, it's so close to the try line here. Not as close as you'd like it to be, but I think we're at the 50. A kick. It didn't quite work, but we still have possession. Quick reactions from Maddie Lewis there. She's still trying to make it move. Can she break through? Chester straight on her. She was almost free. There was a bit of confusion there. But straight in with the ruck. Salford coming in strong here. Holly again pushing that ball just a few more yards. Amazing there. Come on, Georgia. And another try. Incredible there from Georgia Broomhead. Just what you need. Another try on the board. Up to 41-5 for Salford. We just need to hope that we can keep our heads and not get too cocky here. Of course, Chester need to try and keep their heads up, stop it from dropping. There is a 36-point difference. Not quite made there. Wasn't quite powerful enough to get in. But yeah, the Chester side really needs to try and keep their heads up. Salford just need to keep their heads going straight. Make sure they don't drop the skill that they're putting in, and keep their reaction times up. It's quite hard, especially into the second half of the game when you're tired. Let's be honest. You're just trying to drive through and maintain this as to win it seems to be at the moment. I think they're giving them another try with the conversion. I'm not sure what was wrong. That explains why there was a Chester player disputing with the referee. Close, but not quite enough. Good performance though from Salford's conversion takers. It's hard to do when it's on such a wide angle. I don't think Chester didn't make their conversion that they attempted earlier. So I'd probably say that the Salford player taking it is the best on the pitch. I think she's hurting. Frankie just needs to try and push through, and hopefully the team can put some more tries in front and down in the middle of the sticks. Oh God, incredible from Georgia. Straight on it. Chester seem to have dropped their heads definitely here. They weren't as quick as they've been at different parts of the match here. Strong. It took 3 of them to stop Lucy right there. And it's been ripped. Possession given to Chester. Chester coming in strong, but immediately stopped. Salford trying to get back possession, but it's not looking good. Chester really pushing through on that right wing. Chester actually being pushed back in yards here by Salford. Called from Chester saying send it more, but she was clearly wrapped by a Salford player. Impossible to do that there. Molly for Chester breaking through on the left side. But about 25 Salford players immediately come. Anytime there's a chance to stop it. Possession given again back to Chester. She goes straight. She sees red in her heart and she pushes until stopped. Chester there right in the ruck. Very fast. Exactly what you need. And Salford are pushing him back. Fast. Holly pushes straight back. I think potentially a head injury here, or doesn't look good. Oh, shoulder. Shoulder backs the things. The physios are coming on. Well, we've taken the camera off her for the meantime. It's not fun the amount of injuries happening here. Physios of Salford. Some people may know about our physios. The sports rehab team. They're actually other students that get to use some of their time in industry, time practicing on the side of our pitch here. Thank you, physios. Do like it when everyone ducks for us. It's quite nice. Quite nice courtesy for the camera. At the very start, people didn't do that for us. They just walked past, blocking the shot. Chester attempted to get it out. They did. And she's almost... Why did she stop? Oh, ball carrying arm dropped. The shout from Chester sideline. I think I can repeat it. It's YouTube. Apparently Salford is shit, but I don't know if you've seen the scoreline, my friend. Is it 41 to Salford or to Chester? I think it's to Salford. As we go. An uncontested scrum in Salford's favour. Incredible there from Salford, moving straight out with Millie Lewis. Millie almost unstoppable there as it's given to Katie. Katie to Alice. Elise is absolute legs on her. She cannot be stopped right now. Chester put the anchors on. Salford still in possession. Gained a lot of yardage. We're aiming for the sticks, and Holly Spriggett is trying to get it right there. Sorry, Liv Spriggett. Don't know why I called her Holly. Ball is held, and possession will be given back to Chester. Unfortunate, so close to the try line here. Really not what you want to see. Shout for a knock on from Byron. Takes Chester a while to get the ball out, and Holly has got the ball again. Is she going to go straight for a... Not straight for a try, because it doesn't seem good for Millie. Potential head injury. Or is it legs? Oh, it's just not good seeing your own player injured, is it at all? We'll also mention the Conference Cup that we were knocked out in the semi-final for Women's Rugby Union. Sheffield Hallam and Sheffield Women's Firsts are due to play for that match. I believe we were knocked out by, let me check, by Sheffield Hallam. So if you're beaten by the people who go on to win the league, feels a bit better, doesn't it? It did disrupt our 15-month winning streak that we had. Yeah, no, 15 months. Completely undefeated. That's incredible. And of course, I also mentioned that is including varsity for last year, because, you know, we are quite good. Salford again with the uncontested scrum in our possession. Also, as was actually mentioned by some of the Chester sideline, oh, she's straight back up, and she's going for that try line. Almost to prove a point, it feels like. Chester stopped her, but Sol with possession still. If they can move it out quick enough and get it wider. Chester are on that try line. They couldn't be pushed further back. And I tell you what, further back they can't go because a try scored for Salford. The score is now 46-5. Tell you what, that's what you want to see from top of the league. Also give you a little rundown of the league. Chester are actually second to last with only one draw. And unfortunately, I'll say it quietly because I don't want to be mean, but 6 losses they've had in this league this year. Not good. And also, we won't really mention it, but we unfortunately failed to make that conversion. What can you do? We're already on 46 points. Do we need every conversion? No. Would we like it though? Yes, please, very much. Oh, because we're playing rugby. Yes, please, very much, sir. Because, as you know, Noah, and everybody watching, you must call the referee sir or madam, depending on who is refereeing. Do like that kind of professionalism with the referees compared to other sports. You know, last time we covered rugby, I'm not really going to repeat exactly what was said, but let's just say the opposing team like slammed our player down. In fact, no, we didn't film it. I was playing it last week on Wednesday when we were playing York St John's. The opposing team grabbed our player, pulled him back, and slammed him on the floor after he made the try. And he said to the referee, like, basically, F off, it wasn't actually made. But it was clearly, even a blind man could have seen it. Tell you what, I can see coming another try, because Salford are in possession again. I feel like I should be saying every time I say Salford, I should be saying Salford sponsored by Oddballs. As you know, if you've been keeping up with Salford Women's Union Instagram, they have got... Oh my god, sorry, I can't stop thinking because number 10, Katie Cavill. Katie Cavill going straight for between the posts as number 11 Manchester tries to stop her. Tell you what, posts or not, exactly where you need it. Amazing from Katie Cavill there. I should probably register it as a try on my phone before I forget. Make it just slightly easier for Thomas in the editing room. Oh, amazing. I can't say how... I just couldn't speak. Not words you want to hear from a commentator, but I was literally lost for words. I was like, Amazing to see. Such incredible skill and power and drive from the Salford team. Even this late into the game. We are 13 minutes into the second half. But they're still pushing hard. Every try we can get, we're going to champion it. And the question is, can we get this conversion? Georgia steps up. Broomhead makes it, shushing the Chester crowd. Oh, I love that. Yes, Broomhead! Thumbs up as well to the Chester crowd. As Chester started with them chants. Oh, I tell you what, I'm loving this. Pre-varsity, yes, absolutely. Gotta love a cheeky conversion there. We're up to 53 to 5. Big scoreline. Big points difference. Chester kick. And she collects the ball as well. Is she trying to make a move to say that I can play the whole game on my own? It feels like it. But spring it. Straight in. Salford saw possession. Calls from Byron to go wide. It's exactly what we need to do if we can get down that left wing. And we can. Not quite the distance we need from Leia there, but we got more yards and that's all we care about. Great there from Lucy. Pushing around on that left wing there, but we're going to have to go through the right wing now. Or unless you're just Holly, you could just walk right through it. That's why they call her Holly Walker. A kick, strong kick here from Salford. Can Chester get their hands on it? They can. But the anchor's put on quick enough by Salford. It is. It pays off if we can get position back. Possession off, I should probably say. Possession back. Can't quite get their hands on it, Chester, but... Oh, God, is there another hedge injury? A lot of work for the physios. The referee is insisting that the Chester player gets checked out by them. They were holding their head as they stood up. You know, that's kind of a big thing, saying you might have a concussion. Of course, if there is a concussion confirmed by the physios, you can be sent off. Not like red carded, but you will be asked to no longer play the game when there's any injury to the head. Besides a planty cut, I'd say everything should really be you're done for the rest of the match. Lie down. In fact, in this lovely sun, being told go over there and lie down and maybe have a pint, would you be mad? No. I mean, I just heard Liv Springett there saying down every 2 minutes, which isn't quite correct. It's about 2.5 minutes every time they're down. But you did not hear that from me. I'm going to be decked when I come back for varsity, aren't I? But honestly, it happens. You get injured. It's rugby. You're going to see more injuries than most sports. And as long as no one gets anything permanent, then we do not mind. Charlene for Chester, number 8, coming in fast. On the offensive on their right wing. She's a strong player. And so... Chester maintained possession. I'm not sure what happened. I think it was a... Charlene struggling to be stopped by Salford. Chester trying to make it through the right side. Salford aren't quite putting the anchors on they should. Holly Walker puts an end to that movement there, but we needed to regain possession because we're now in our half, deeper than we'd like to be as well. Chester trying to get out on the left wing. Some arm pulling, but you need to get in, wrap round the legs. Chester pushing through, getting closer to the try line. This might be another try for Chester here, but Salford have possession. Amazing to see from Salford there. Leah again getting Leah, sorry, not Leah. Leah getting involved again. I think that's Frankie, our kicker. Pulled out though. Are they sending off a guy who's trying to be a lino? Is that what's happening? He was told to go away. Are they trying to signal a line out or something? I don't know. Either way, possession was given to Salford and we kicked. So I think we're going to regain it again. I don't know what this guy in blue is doing. Is he actually a lino? Or... Oh, I didn't really pay attention to him, to be honest. But we see a line out here. It's right down the middle as well. Is this a good shot with the camera? We're not liking this flag that was placed in front of us. You can't really place those on the 3G as much. Unfortunately stopped by Charlene for Chester, who seems to be an absolute superstar. She'll be on the Wall of Fame before she leaves. Salford straight to the attack here. Just need to keep it low on those tackles as well. Around the arms more than the legs. Shouts from Chester saying 110, Charlene. I don't know if that's 110% or the score that they're trying to get. I don't think it's going to be happening if it's the score. Shouts from... Oh, Charlene's came off, sorry. Not quite sure what happened there. Really, we should have pushed through, but there was a player on the ground. I think that's why the referee had issues with it. Izzy for Chester breaking through. So we need to put the anchors on, and they do. Full back for Salford, exactly in the position you need her. This could be worrying if they do a kick or if they break through our first line of defence. If they're attempting to go around the side. There's a drop, but Salford are trying to drag her out to the side here. It's still in. And she's breaking through. It's down to one player. Can we take her out? That may be a try. It is a try.
What do you think of Salford? What do you think of shit? Salford, thank you. That's all right. We ain't Salford. We ain't Salford. We ain't Salford. We ain't Salford.
So that brings the score to 53-10. Love a bit of crowd interaction, to be honest. Keeps the vibes going. It's going to be a hard conversion to make. It's practically off the pitch with how far left it is. But we will see. Who knows? Chester have had some surprises this match. Maybe their conversion taker can actually get it in the post from here. It'll be surprising if they do. You got to think, can Salford keep their heads? I mean, they're winning by, let me check, 43 points. So they should. Not quite legs, but it was very accurate. You got to give it to her. We are back. I believe Salford are kicking. So we'll see how this goes. We're 16 minutes into the second half. There has been some stoppages, so potentially added time might happen. But with such a large gap in the scores, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't really add much time towards the end. Thanks, Susie.
Do you get paid to do that?
No, it's just for uni. Because I'm on the rugby league team, and that'll come up for our amateurs. We'll promote that. Yeah. Amazing from Salford there. Sorry, a little question on the sideline. Do I get paid for this? I wish I did. I really wish I did. I'm just paying £9 a year to borrow a camera. Love a bit of interaction with the crowd, but also, I mean, they've got to do something else. They're losing badly. I don't want to say how this is next to us. I'm just whispering to you guys, and Noah, they're losing quite badly. It's, 43 points in it. As we go to a Salford uncontested scrum. Great movement there. They're breaking through that fast. It feels like they've got a shot of energy here on the left side of the Salford wing as we break through. Great movement from Katie Cavill. Could she get between the posts? Yes, she can! Amazing from Salford there. So I believe that was actually taken by Frankie, who will also be making that conversion. So she's made it a lot easier for herself. If we get this, do you know what the score's going to be? It's going to be 60. It's going to be 60. Getting a lot closer to your media sex prediction of the match. Did the media secretary? I mean, that's what we're called in Snow. A lot of them, they just call them committee members or chair people. But we'll see. Frankie Mannion, sorry. Thank you, Mannion. Steps up to make it 60-10. A little bit of ambience from the Chester crowd. Ow, another one made. And let's just say, absolutely another level of rewarding with the bit of egging on from the Chester crowd. Oh, and the referee's actually telling her to be a little bit less mouthy, but I mean, with the crowd saying what they are, you can understand it. The referee said to the sideline, a little bit of respect, please. But, you know, there's not much he can do. He can individually send certain ones away from the pitch. But the sideline are going to do what the sideline are going to do. Salford almost lost this ball, potentially. That could be a knock-on. Not sure what's going to happen with this ball here. It's quite hard to see. Oh, it's going to be a scrum. to Salford. Top of the league. Salford Women's Rugby Union first. Amazing squad here. I can't believe 50 points in it is absolutely incredible. I believe their points that they've scored is 265. So they'll be breaking 300 after these points are put into books. Almost a knock on there from Chester, but luckily for them, kept in their possession. He says possession, but it's kicked. Can Salford get their hands on it? She just goes down. Hopefully they can get into a ruck quick enough to get that ball moving again. It's dangerously close to our try line here. Hopefully Salford can get some movement. Again, it's towards the physios, so there's going to be a stop. We'll see where he stops it. Oh, God, I thought the physios were just kind of sat there, but I do see a player on the ground. It's not good. We saw the last game that Salford played at home. The opposing team, I can't remember what sport it was. I think it might have been, I think it was Women's Rugby Union. We had to get an ambulance because there's a player injured that badly. Yeah, was not good. And the game is called in favour of Salford. 50 points in it. You can't really blame them for calling it 22 minutes in to this side. So that's it. The game is ended 60-10. Amazing performance from both Salford and Chester. Chester came with some quite bright spots. Charlene there, you can see. Is she on the sideline, or I can't actually see where she is. Oh yeah, that's her, number 9 in front of the camera. Incredible skill on Chester's side. I definitely say they really did give it their all and was an absolute bright spot for Salford's play. And Salford, though, we've had Springett, we've had Holly, I mean, the whole team, to be honest, did absolutely amazingly. Giving the keys back to the referee. We were going to drive away in his Volvo, but we're a bit nicer than that. I tell you what, for Salford though, right now, incredible performance. They gave it a lot. In the first half, it was looking a bit choppy, but we did gain, I think it was 31 points in the second half. Amazing from them, and hopefully we'll catch them for a post-match interview. Holly Walker, captain. Incredible match there, 60-10. You came here to Chester and quite frankly destroyed them.
Yeah.
What can you say about your team's performance?
I think we were amazing. I asked for 45 points against them and we put 15 more than that, so they did more than what I asked for. And even with the people on the sideline screaming and shouting things at us, the girls did not let their heads drop. Not that they should, we were winning 60, do you know what I mean? So yeah, no, they were really good, really good.
You did incredible, especially after the last time you played them, it was 31-0.
Yeah.
So you built on the scoreline. You didn't quite keep the same clean sheet you had, but it was very impressive to say. And how was it after the first half? It was a bit closer than you'd like in the first half, I'd say.
Yeah. At half time, Byron said a few words about line speed, and I think in the second half we definitely put that into practice and worked harder in defence. Yeah,
we definitely heard him all the way from over here screaming that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Georgia, incredible. We are giving you player of the match.
Oh, thank you.
For your incredible performance there. There were so many times you really broke through on that pitch. it was really hard to get through some of their dense defence there.
Yeah, yeah.
And they did actually get through further than you think on some times when we weren't quite as close and packed as we should have been. How do you think the game went?
I think it went really well. I think you couldn't really. We was asked to do certain things and we did them. Rucking over quick, trying to play when they weren't set, and we did all them things. It was just a shame we had to go uncontested on the scrums. They didn't want the smoke.
Yeah, I was quite sad to see that because you've been a strong team for scrums. Even Lancaster, they had to twist the scrums so they couldn't do them properly against you guys. So hopefully next game is against UClan, right?
Yeah, UClan.
You will be playing contested scrums, right?
Yeah, hopefully they'll go uncontested. Contested.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Is there any other words you'd like to say about the season?
Just what do we think of Chester?
Shit.
What do we think of shit?
Chester.
And up the Salford. Come on.
Byron, incredible from your team there. And also, you actually turned up, which is quite nice on game day. Thank you for joining us. What can you say about their match today?
I think at the end of the day, I asked them to kind of put a score on Chester, something we've probably not done this season. Yes, we're top of the league, but we've not probably made as many point differences as we wanted to. And I said, listen, we have to today, because it absolutely, needed to happen. That we're a team to be reckoned with going into next year. But yeah, it was just an enjoyable game. The sunshine, the way we were playing, even the little bit of terrible chat from the gents on the side. It was just everything sport should be at uni level.
Absolutely, it was lovely to see, and 50 points difference, incredible. Increasing your total points for the season from 265 up to 325 now. Incredible for top of the league.
Yeah, that's quite impressive. For over 300 points to score, in what, that's 8 games. I can't fault it, and I think that's down to a lot of the girls that want to play rugby. And we had a conversation just before this game. Actually, I think there's 9 girls that have never played rugby in this team before, but their want and their love to play rugby is amazing.
And the team that you've got around yourselves, you've really built an amazing community here.
Yeah, I love it here. There's always that question of, am I going to come back? Am I not? Who knows? But one thing I do know is it's a special group of girls, and it's a special team that want to play every time. And that's the important thing.
And rugby's a strange sport. You're bleeding for your teammates. You're absolutely putting everything you can, and it's amazing that they can do that as a team. Also, UClan next week. What can we say about definitely a higher and more dangerous team to play?
Yeah, UClan. Their coach is one of my good mates. So he's wanting to come and kind of take the crown off us, if you like, But that's the game that we win the league. Hopefully, if all goes well. So if you're about, please come and watch. 5:30 kickoff, I think it is, next Wednesday on the 11th. At home.
Amazing.
It's going to be a really good atmosphere. They're bringing a load of their lads kind of as a party bus, and friends and family for us are coming down and coming to watch, which is important, to share them kind of moments with loved ones, because a lot of the girls next week, that'll probably be the biggest game of rugby they've ever played. For the title. And
you've got many more games in the season, or is that the last one?
That's the last one. So a lot of the third years that are here, that'll be their last kind of game for Salford. The closeout on the Bucks, and then obviously back here for Chester. And I have no doubt, as you've seen today, that we'll do the same again, because Chester are crap.
Hopefully one day we'll be able to do Evie Arnott's 100-0.
Yeah.
That she wanted.
Hey, Evie Arnott, she is an absolute god. But I think she's not too far off one day, because they're getting worse and we're just getting better.
Amazing. Thanks so much.
Thank you, mate.